All right, so I went on to Craigslist and looked in my local area looking for used Festool tools to purchase, and I found a couple of tools. One of those tools that I found was the C18 drill. Now, I already own the Festool CSX drill, which I like a great deal. It's got the Central Tech chuck, and one of the bigger brothers to this drill is the 18 volt version, which I have here, which is the C18. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what I got for, basically secondhand. So it did come with the manual, which I have here. It has the Jacobs chuck. I also got the belt clip. And finally, I've got the C18 drill with the Central Tech chuck. It also has a Central Tech magnetic bit holder that it came with, which is here. And it also has 3 tips. So you got a Phillips here, another Phillips, and then a actual star bit. The drill has 25 speeds, forward and reverse, 2-speed drill. It's got the screw and drill function here, and so it'll work with the 18 volt system, the same battery that the track saw uses. So that is all I got in this particular kit, and retail, this drill set goes for $299 without the battery, and I was able to pick this up for $180. So I consider that a win, and it just adds to my navy, blue, and green tool arsenal. So I picked this up used. The second tool that I was able to pick up, which was actually from the same seller, was another track saw. This is not the same model that I have. This is actually the TSC 55 LIREB F Basic. So it is not the kickback saw or the kickback stop saw, but what it is the saw that has that is 18 volts. So it uses the same battery system. Now, what I got in the box is the actual saw itself. Now, this particular saw, the older version uses a thicker blade than the newer version. As I said, it does not have the kickback stop, but it does have the riving knife, just like the other version. Pretty much all of the controls are, appear to be the same. I do believe the newer version doesn't have this knob here, but I'll pull the other one out to see. So what else I got in the box was a dust bag, so I have another one of those. You've got the rail kickback stop. This here is just a clear little window that goes right here. They actually have the zero clearance guard in place on this saw already. I've got the manual, and then a little bit of couple extras. This here is a CleanTech, I believe it's a connector for the dust extractor. So basically, yeah, it fits in here, but this actually screws onto a hose. However, if you have a Festool vacuum, it'll already fit in there. So this is just kind of like an extra component that I have. And finally, I have, according to this, it's a new blade. So there's that blade there. Now, this whole setup actually, without the battery and without the charger, is $499 brand new for this older version of saw. I actually was able to get it for $150 also, about $350. So I felt like it was a pretty good deal. Now, if I did not own batteries, I would not have purchased this saw, because once you add the cost of batteries, then you're getting back up into new, well, it's not new territory, because the saw with nothing is actually, with no batteries is actually $4.99. However, if you actually bought batteries for this, you'd be paying basically, well, I'm not quite sure. I have to look it up. I think with batteries it may be $6.99 or something like that. But anyways, regardless, $350 for a secondary Festool saw, whereas my kickback saw, I actually paid $7.99 for that set. So that actually came with 2 batteries, a charger, and also 1400 FS rail. These won't be exactly interchangeable, obviously, because the blade is going to be different on this saw than on the other one. So whether I'll get some extra rails just for this particular saw and mark them, or if I'll take one of those FS 1400s and apply it to this saw and let the other one be utilized on the other FS rail. I may do that, or I may dedicate one of these saws for free cutting, and the other saw will be specifically for my MFT3. So anyways, this was my first experience with purchasing used tools, and I have to say, well, being totally transparent and honest, because this is my first Festool saw, and as I had spoken in a previous video, I hadn't used the KEB saw, the newer version of this, and out of the box, if you look at this setting, and everybody that owns a Festool track saw, they already know this, but I didn't know it because I'm new to the actual track saw. So if you look at this setting, you can put it all the way up to here, and then, which is 0, and then you can go all the way down to, like 2.5, which is the depth of cut. Well, when I initially bought this, I thought when I got it home that it was broken, because the actual setting was up high up here, and so when I went to pull out the fast fix to actually lock it to change the blade, it wouldn't stay down. It was actually probably a little bit further down. It was kind of like, well, it had to be farther up than that. So let's go to about 1 inch. So if you go to 1 inch, you pull out the fast fix and go to, well, that locks too. So let's go all the way up to, let's say 3/4 of an inch, and try it again. Pull out the fast fix, and there you go. So this is what I was experiencing. So when you have it at 3/4 of an inch, it will not lock out the saw for the blade change. It actually has to be like down to 1 inch or so, or below, in order to lock, so that you could change the blade. So initially I thought that I had purchased a saw that was damaged, but it just happened to be user error on my part. So I'm perfectly happy now that I have, before I was, wanting to buy a Festool track saw, and now I have 2. And actually the previous one, the KEB, I actually purchased that probably a month or so ago, maybe a little bit more or whatever, and I just haven't used it yet because it's just been busy doing other things. And this particular saw I just purchased over the weekend, along with the C18 drill that I have here. So 2 new additions, Festool additions to the shop, and yeah, I mean, I'll probably be gathering more of these tools in my shop over time, probably not so close together, because these are pretty pricey tools. But if you do get an opportunity to save money, especially on a brand like this, then it's a good thing to try to do. So anybody looking into getting into the Festool brand may want to consider looking on their local Craigslist to see if someone is letting go of used tools, so that they can build up their tool arsenal. And you can do that with any other brand too, Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of using the used tool market to try to build out your tool cache, if you will. So anyways, thanks for taking time to look at the video, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.